You all can move in close, it'll keep you warmer. Body heat, you know, it's really great. Okay, so my name is Zan Nelson, for those of you that I have not met. I am blessed in two ways regarding this day. One is that I get to serve on the Orange County African American Historical Society board, and two, that I get to be the project manager for this project. Now, I want to make sure that you all understand that is not a one-man job. So I want to cite two people who are absolutely just the biggest part of this, and they can raise their hands. We believe in partnerships, and partnerships are at all levels. So these are the working partners. Charlotte Cole, where are you? Here. Oh, okay. Charlotte is the director of ODA/Love, the Main Street program, and is a wonderful partner. James Bruce Monroe, raise your hand. Bruce is a native of Orange County and knows so much and is willing to do so much. Now, some of you have heard from me a term called Write the Record. Deb, I'm broadcasting right here. For those of you who do not know what that is, you can talk to me later at the depot where it's not so cold. And I would be glad to share it with you. But I will tell you this project is a Write the Record project. And when you hear from these people, and you will hear from some of them down here and some others over at the depot while you're eating yummy cake and brownies, you will get a better understanding about what Write the Record is. And for all the newspaper people who are here, I'd love for you to talk more about Write the Record, because it's absolutely the way to go. Now, moving on, I would like to just acknowledge some of the folks who may be making remarks later that we are so happy to have, and if you will raise your hands when I call you out. Congresswoman Spanberger's office is here with Natalie Stewart. Senator Mark Warner, U.S. Senator Mark Warner's office is here with Randy Moore. We are waiting for the Virginia Main Street Program Director, who will be here hopefully soon. In the interim, let's talk about the chairman of the local Main Street Program, Robert Higginbotham. Representing the county, Rose Deal, Economic Development, Julie Perry, tourism, new tourism folks. And there are other council members here, which many of you know. I see Rick Sherman. Are there other council members here?
Yes.
There you go. Yay, thank you for coming. Okay, so now it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce to you the speakers that will be speaking down here. And I apologize because I'm to acknowledge all those who are not speaking down here but will be speaking elsewhere. And I did not mention Deb Ellis, whose organization, Fredericksburg Area Association of Realtors, has generously donated to this project. So first and foremost, I would like to invite the president, who is holding 2 shovels, which tells you how anxious he is to get this going. The president of the Orange County African American Historical Society, Reverend Darrell Crump. I'll take over the shovels. You step up.
front? Where's the front?
Step right there.
Oh, okay. Okay. We're grateful for this great opportunity for us as the Historical Society and for us as being part of this community. Many of the people who used to live here are still in the area. One of them is probably the next person that's going to speak, Miss Jane Ware. But we're grateful to all of you who could be here as well. This will have a great impact on the town of Orange as far as tourism, and it will help strengthen the fiber of the community as well, because it will bring it closer together. So for all those things, we're grateful.
Thank you, President Crook. And now I would like to ask one of our other partners, who's been a wonderful partner, and we could not have done this without their collaboration, and that is the town of Orange's Mayor, Martha Roby.
Thank you. Following your directions. One thing about cold weather, it makes for short speeches, doesn't it? On behalf of the Town Council and the Town of Orange, I extend a warm welcome to those here representing Congresswoman Spanberger, Senators Kane and Warner, Mrs. Rowe, and Ms. Ellis. On this beautiful Valentine's Day, our guests, members of the Orange County African American Historical Society, local government officials, and our town citizens gather in this spot to celebrate community cooperation, collaboration, and appreciation of history. From the initial presentation regarding the commemorative park, the Orangetown Council has been on board 100% in favor of this space becoming a place for visitors and local citizens to reflect and relive the history of a once vibrant African American business area of the town. The interpretive panels will provide a written, visual, and interactive account of days gone by so that they will not be forgotten. My many thanks to Zan Nelson, Charlotte Cole, John Cooley, Greg Woods, Reverend Darrell Crump, and Bruce Monroe for the effort you have given in moving this project forward. As the town moves into its sesquicentennial year, that is this year, we are looking to enjoy the commemorative park as a great addition to our town and a celebration of our African American community in that history. Thank you.
That was very nice, thank you.
Thank you.
And now we get to hear from what we call one of our legacy families. And as Reverend Crump said, there are a number of people who called this street, the surrounding streets, they called it home. And they don't necessarily live here anymore, but they still love it, and they have wonderful memories, and we've involved them in the development of this project. But there are some who do still live here, and we are blessed today to have one of those individuals with us. She grew up right down there on Mill Street, Mrs. Jane Ware. I'll take your stuff.
Thank you for having me to be a part of this. Yes, I was born on Mill Street here, and so many had asked where did the name come from, you know, and I asked around, and everyone that I know of, they said probably because of the mills that were there. And I asked Mr. Frank Walker, and he said the same thing. But he told me that Mr. Oliver Lyons, or Lanny, maybe correctly, was the owner of the first mill that was there, and they moved it to where the community center is now. They moved the building over there. And then when they tore that building down, they had the Madison Co-op place took over. And then now the community center is there. I'm just saying to my knowledge, because I'm still young yet, you know. Anyway, one of the buildings, the biggest building right there, that was a business there were in red. All the houses in that area up there was painted red. My mother gave us a speech on why they looked like slavery time, but I don't think that was it. But that building right there was a field home, a pool hall, a barber shop, and a hole in the wall where all the youngsters enjoyed themselves after they played their baseball game and more. It was my uncle, Uncle Edward Sneed. He lived there and he had a little store, but he had a barber shop, a pool hall, shoe shine stand, everything in that little, it's down at the bottom in the basement. Believe it or not, you had to, duck your head to go down there. But that was the best time, and it served the purpose of Unionville, Blue Run, all the people down, we call it, here come the country people. They were in the country, and just like up here in the cafe, they came up there. But I just want to say that the business that's here on Railroad Avenue, I think only one person lived on Mill Street. Although we, served them and everything like that. And that was Mr. James Washington. Now there's only two people that still live on Mill Street in the same house that they were born in. And they are Miss Virginia Sherman Washington and Mrs. Lulabelle Taylor Robinson. They are there. I was hoping that one of the children would be here today. But anyway, it was a great street. Everybody was family. They just had different names, But there was extended family all around, all the way up to Church Street. We called them Mill Street people because they were there more than they was at home. They was on Mill Street. They did everything. We made up our own games. I might be talking too long, but it's getting warmer. We made up our own games, all childhood games that all of y'all might know, and some you don't know. We even sat down and counted railroad boxes that came by until there were so many we stopped counting because it would be wrong, And some of us couldn't count for so far nowhere because everybody involved in doing that game. But anyway, I just have, we went to Orange Graded School, most of them there, and Lyford School. And just about everybody there, to my knowledge, turned out to be beautiful products of the street. Nurses, preachers, undertakers, lawyers, doctors. One nurse just retired. Everybody loved her. She worked for 40-some years right down here on Sunset, right here down at the bottom of the hill here. At Orange Medical Center, I think. Orange Physician. But anyway, she is Paris Robinson Minor. She just retired. And I thought she might well be here today because she is one of the North Milford. Her sister lives in that big house now. And her mother used to live there. Her grandmother used to live there. Anyway, it's a whole lot of history on Mill Street, but just remember that everybody loved everybody that came on Mill Street. Some stayed. They would come for a visit and stay 2 or 3 weeks. And when they went back home, they came back again and stayed 2 or 3 more weeks because they were welcome there and they were loved there. And I just can't say enough about Mill Street. I'm just sorry y'all missed it.
Thank you, Mrs. Ware, and I can tell you.
Hold on. What? Sorry. Can I read this poem from
Of course you can.
one of the poetries that live on Mill Street now? She's sitting back in that chair. I should have came up here. Anyway, it's by Ms. Lulabelle Robinson. It's old, because I had it a long time. She said, Mill Street. If you grew up on Mill Street, there are some stories you could tell. How the old folks raised their children and things went pretty well. Children laughed, children played, without one little care. wide, talking back to grown-ups, oh boy, you wouldn't dare. Walking through our neighborhood, the aroma of food you smell, no need to ask what's cooking, your little nose could tell. The women wore their aprons, the string around our neck, the string around our neck. It's time to go outside and play, because they're getting ready to bake. Plant back on the table, I guess beans and potatoes too. Grown-ups talking, children eating. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. There was this field on our street that we all played baseball. And if you hit it across the fence, you wouldn't get it back at all. That was Miss Helen Robinson. Everybody knows her. We'll ride our bikes and roller skates up and down our street. Some of us had shoes on, while some had naked feet. Every child had a chore that they had better do. If you didn't do them, you knew what would happen to you. People came from all around to visit our little street. I guess they knew our street was humble, and people were pretty neat. All our houses was red. It didn't matter to us, because those were our happy days, and they meant to us so much. We'll always remember those happy days we had, and when we sit and think, it makes us feel so glad. If you grew up on Mill Street, but now you moved away, you'll come back to Mill Street somehow, someday, some way. That's all.
I think you can see in just this short little set of remarks that Mrs. Boyer has made how important this neighborhood is and how the stories are simply going to grow. The interpretive panels that we have designed to go here are only but so large. We can't tell all those stories in that amount of space, but we are putting a QR code on there where you can scan it. You don't know how to do that, you can get somebody help. And it goes to our website where you can hear all kinds of stories like Jane just shared. And it makes you feel so wonderful about this community. And what a special day to do this on. It's Valentine's Day, where all the people on Mill Street loved everybody, and it just conveys to this day, Jane. Thank you so very much. Okay, so now I should go look at my cheat sheet. But I think at this time we are going to have the dig. I'm going to steal one. Oh, Robert, would you come up, please, and fill in for the Virginia Main Street program? I think you got to put your foot somewhere, folks.
Turn that soil.
Good. Turn this off.
Looks like Martha Roby looks like she's the only one digging. So let me just really quickly ask, has Rebecca Rowe come? Is she here? I'm here. Oh, please come forward so that I can introduce you. Here, you can share the shovel. Rebecca Rowe is the director of the Virginia Main Street program, and this long other title, which I have to read, Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development. Okay, she came to us today because they have been a big, wonderful partner for this project, and we're very happy to have you. And she will be given the opportunity to meet with you all as well as make some remarks when we get where it's warmer. And we invite you all to come because Charlotte has produced, she didn't bake it, but she hired somebody to do the baking. But we have all these wonderful refreshments in the depot, and would love to have everybody come and have a piece of cake and a brownie and listen to some more great stories, okay? Thank you.